Всем привет, друзья! Продолжаем проходить игру Консилиум или собрание. Консилиум. Так. Что мы в особняке. Идите в красную гостиную на первом этаже. Блин, игра прикольная. Мы.
If I get a chance, I may have to take a little tour through the rooms of the other guests.
Привет, Сис. Как твои делища? Так, что у тебя с Анчем? Кстати, знаешь, что хотела спросить? В святые не пробовала заходить в святых? Так, я в другую сторону, что ли, побежала? Господи.
That's the door to Elizabeth's room.
Давай, выходи. Закрыто? Перекрыто. Не, подождите, как я еще могу пройти в эту комнату на первом этаже? Интересно.
Excuse me, Monsieur de Richet.
Первый прошла на платину уже, что ли?
Is this about last night?
No, that was just a misunderstanding. I'm sure it was a little bit my fault too.
There's no excuse for that man's horrible behavior. You ought to tell Sir Home.
Look, the only thing that I care about is that I've lost something precious. I'm not worried about Jacques Peru.
You didn't happen to lose this, did you?
Where did you find it?
In the small salon.
It's the only reminder I have of my beloved sister. I thought that swine stole it from me. You're her son. Sarah de Richet's son.
Yes, why?
Last night, I found out that your mother was on the island. What are you doing here?
Excuse me, but speaking frankly, why would you care?
I know your mother very well.
Понятно, Сис.
Really?
Yes, I have been in your mother's care.
Ну ты махом сейчас опять платину получишь, молодец.
Oh, I wouldn't say nursed.
Крутая.
No, I remember her stare, cold as ice. Her sadistic hands pressing over my mouth to silence me while I screamed in pain. I remember her knees too. She held me down with them while she cut and burned scars into me.
Hold on a minute. What do you mean?
You can ask her when you see her.
Huh, she's getting more and more agitated.
Look, I've got to go.
Wait. I need to know more about you and my mother. Why did she put you through all of that? There must be some reason for what she did.
What's the point of rubbing salt in the wounds?
Elizabeth.
Блин.
Confiding in me might ease your burden. Let me relieve you of some of your suffering.
Relieve me? Do you even hear yourself? Do you really think that by confiding in my torturer's son, I will be healed as if by magic? That it will bring my smile back? Or let me sleep at night? Look, you don't seem like a bad person. And I'm sorry you have to find out your mother's true colors like this. But I'm not going to pity you. Everybody has their cross to bear. I know your little game. You're no different from the rest of them. You couldn't give a damn about me. The only thing you're interested in is finding out about your mother.
Don't say that. Not everyone wants to use you. Some people care about you, don't they?
Your mother, for example.
You mean the woman who left me in the hands of your mother? The woman whose duty it was to give up her life to protect me? I disowned my mother when I turned 13.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have mentioned her.
Бля.
I've got nothing more to say to you. Figure it out yourself.
Надо было про брата спрашивать.
What can I do for you, sir? I am at your service day and night, sir.
As I was unable to bring my personal effects with me, I was wondering if you could find me a few items.
Of course, sir. What would you require?
А чё, меда нет, да?
What can you tell me about the guests?
Do excuse me, sir, but I am bound by discretion to say nothing about Lord Mortimer's guests, sir. Perhaps would like to know something else?
I would like to speak about your master, Lord Mortimer.
Do please excuse me, sir, but I shall make no comment about my master.
Ну, это
Is
понятно.
there anything else that sir would like to know?
Так, ну давайте тогда.
What is outside on the island exactly?
Lord Mortimer has made a point of keeping the main part of the island in its natural state, sir. For security reasons, only the wharves and the gardens are accessible to guests. If sir would like to walk along the wharves, he has only to follow the pathway used upon his arrival. If he would like to walk in the interior gardens of the manor, I would advise sir to pass through the portrait gallery. May I help sir in any other way?
Yes. Can you briefly describe the ground floor, please?
Very well, sir. On the ground floor, there are mainly living rooms. Sir finds himself at present in the Grand Hall. From the Grand Hall, sir can access, on one side, the small salon, where the guests like to relax with a good book. From there, sir can access the conference room, which is closed at present for preparations. That is where Lord Mortimer likes to gather all of his guests for talks. From the other side of the Grand Hall, Sir may access the dining room. That is where Sir's meals will be served. From the dining room, Sir may benefit from an exceptional view overlooking the island. It is also the best way to access the portrait gallery, where a large part of Lord Mortimer's works are exhibited. And in the gallery, Sir will also find access to the garden. But Sir may be reassured the building is accessible on both sides, so that it surrounds the garden in question. So, Sir should not find cause to worry. No one has ever gotten lost.
Yeah, except for my mother.
Has Sir another question?
Yes. What can I find on the second floor?
That floor is strictly reserved for Lord Mortimer, sir. In the west wing, on the second floor, are his private chambers. In the east wing are the rooms reserved for Lord Mortimer's personal guests. At the moment, these rooms are reserved for Sir Holm, sir. But only authorized guests may access that area. Does Sir have any more questions?
As I was unable to bring my personal effects with me, I was wondering if
Давайте
you could find
что-нибудь
me a few
у него
items.
стребуем.
Of course, sir.
Блин, фигово, что
What would you
меда нет.
require?
I still haven't quite recovered after that boat crossing.
Would you happen to have any devil's thorn by any chance?
I am sorry, sir, but the devil's thorn may be just a plant, but it is also a powerful psychotropic drug that causes undesirable diuretic effects. I would advise against Sir taking any.
Блин, да нахер мне эти якорицы. Я сваливаю отсюда. Так. Куда они потопотили? Кардинал уже жрать сел.
I bid you welcome. I hope the night was not too short. Your Eminence, Duchess, Monsieur de Richet, allow me to introduce our new guests. They arrived during the night. Johann Christoph von Wollner, Minister of Religious Affairs and close aide of Frederick William II, King of Prussia. Napoleon Bonaparte, Lieutenant of the French Revolutionary Army. And Jacques Peroux, French Revolutionary Tribunal Judge. Unfortunately, my friends, Lord Mortimer will not be joining us this morning, but he should be with us later. So, let us begin.
What is Mortimer playing at? He tells me to come urgently and he sends no one to meet me?
Thank you again for the wine, Your Eminence. It is served every day at the King's table. I am delighted to be.
Так, прусский министр дружен с королем Пруссии Фридрихом Вильгельмом II и втайне управляет государственными делами. Бывший пастор, член масонской ложи, сумел навязать королю свои собственные взгляды и убеждения. Поддавшись влиянию розенкрейцеров, они сообща основали свою масонскую ложу. Увлекаясь оккультными науками и алхимией, Вёльнир начал борьбу с религиозным инакомыслием и выступил против идей просвещения. Вёльнир, друг сэра Грегори Холма, верит в духовную алхимию, согласно которой высшей материей является человеческая душа.
Volner and Piaggi seem to be getting along well.
Of course. Certainly not. My friend.
Surprising when you know Volner prohibited religious practices in Prussia. Renowned member of the Rose Croix Order, former Freemason, and great lover of alchemy. And look at Piaggi fawning over him. I really do have a problem digesting political protocol.
My dear Johann, how are you?
Glad to make landfall at last. And self.
Very well.
And your husband?
He's poorly. The French Revolution gives him terrible headaches.
Oh, I understand. I shall feel better too as soon as the situation is settled.
If by chance the French crisis is emulated in Berlin, there will always be a refuge for you in London, my dear.
Your offer does you honor, Emily. But London is much closer to Paris than Berlin. Beware. The French are capable of sailing up the Thames straight to the Houses of Parliament.
Oh, my friend, I am shaking in my clogs.
Веселятся, блин,
Is the wine to
вельможи.
your liking?
Very much so, Sir Gregory. Such complexity. Typically French. A Sauternes, isn't it?
Absolutely.
If I'm not mistaken, this is not Lord Mortimer's favourite wine. It is yours.
In his absence, I have taken the liberty of making a slight deviation from the rule, but I count on your discretion.
Don't worry, I appreciate the same grape varieties as you. I remember the last time we tasted that nectar here at this table. The finest minds of the century were present.
And the last time we drank it, the orphanage in Bloomsbury was still in ruins.
Would you repeat that?
Oh, well, I put some small effort into the works. The orphanage reopened just before Christmas. The bedrooms, washrooms, and the classrooms had all been refurbished.
I don't know what to say. You have given the girls a wonderful Christmas gift. Thank you.
I made a promise. Now it is done.
It's the first time I've ever seen her so moved. Just mentioning that orphanage broke right through Emily's hard shell.
Так, где она, Эмилита? Эмили или Эмили? Психология
Is
слабости,
everything all
да?
right?
Yes, thank you. I had a moment of absence, but here I am again.
Show us your teeth. No.
Oh?
What do you think of Volner?
The Prussian king is his puppet.
I find it hard to believe the king of Prussia is so weak.
Be careful. Volner is as influential as he is dangerous.
You seem to know each other well.
We used to work together.
I see.
Not really, no.
Oh dear.
Have you any information on this Napoleon?
Don't trust yourself.
What do you think, madam? What is this Bonaparte doing here?
The presence of a soldier is never a good sign. It can only mean there's going to be further war. To answer your question, I only know that his family were in favor of the revolution, and that it almost cost them their lives.
Thank you, that's helpful.
Monsieur de Richet, it would seem we have common interests. Could we speak in private, please?
Please, go ahead. What do you want to know?
Интересно, что Наполеону нужно от нас.
Lord Mortimer and the Golden Order, through your mother, have concluded a financial agreement.
Stay composed, Louis.
I'm listening.
An agreement for cannons. Lord Mortimer assured me that you are to take over the project on behalf of your mother. You must know that I am deeply sorry about their disappearance, but I must validate the deal urgently if I want to be able to organize things properly.
I haven't seen Lord Mortimer yet. I'm afraid I'll be unable to answer your questions.
He assured me that you could replace your mother during her absence.
I appreciate his confidence, but still.
Блин, прикольно с французским акцентом говорит.
But please continue.
Of course, but I need to know if I can count you among my allies.
Well, of course.
And for that, I have a little question for you. The agreement stipulates an aid of 50,000 louis d'or for 200 cannon.
Absolutely. 50,000 louis d'or in hard cash.
The offer I'm talking about was for only 20,000 louis d'or, Monsieur de Richet. The truth is, you really have no idea about our agreement. So, you're wasting my time. I need to work with people I can have confidence in, sir.
The exact numbers may have escaped me. I suggest you wait for my mother's return in order to manage such details.
I have one last question I would like to pose to you.
Давай,
We
задавай
don't know
вопрос.
each other yet, you and I. And I need to make sure that we both share the same vision for the future of France. Given the hard times that have befallen our beautiful country, what do you think it would take to restore its luster?
I think what France is lacking today is a truly strong leader ready to govern her. Someone who will restore her luster, who will propel her forward so once again she becomes a proud nation respected by all. A man capable of both rebuilding the country from the inside and, at the same time, developing exterior relations. Someone with a vision, I think. The right person still remains to be found.
You're right, my friend. I hear your words and I agree. Monsieur de Richet, I am reassured. I am very happy to have met you.
Ох, слава Аллаху.
Right to put his trust in you. I hope to work with you in...
Выпал трофей гордость империи. Так, а чему там журнал?
Very near future. I would like to thank you for your support by offering you this humble little gift.
Reflections on the revolution in France.
Little
Mr. Bonaparte,
gift.
I thank you for this gesture and
Привет, Иван.
please know that I too am delighted to have met you.
My friends, I would like to say a few words.
Симулятор платного
I would
туалета.
like to
Ну и
thank
как?
Lord Mortimer and you, Sir Holm, for bringing us all together here. Those of us for whom it is not the first time here, like me, are all trembling in sweet anticipation of the arrival of our host. For the rest, I would like to reassure you that Lord Mortimer always has a few surprising projects to propose. But I can assure you that each and every one of us has always benefited from them. The last time I came to this place, Lord Mortimer offered to help me in my electoral campaign for the presidency of the United States. And it is imminently clear that his support was an invaluable aid to us. We are here among like-minded people. So let us put aside the conflicts in which some of our nations find themselves at present. So I raise my glass in honor of you all, my new and old friends.
I trust you shall not be disappointed, Mr. Washington. Right, we shall meet again tomorrow. All...
Понятно. Интересно, кто ее придумал.
Guests will be present, as well as Lord Mortimer, I hope. Until then, I trust you will find plenty to keep you amused.
Так, выпал трофей сильной мира сего. Ну и неудача, конечно, была. Не прочли послание матушки. Блин, лошара я. А, понятно. Смотришь Куплинова, да?
Alright, let's recap. Before dinner, I was going to investigate my mother's message. I've got to find the place where all eyes size you up.
Я тоже иногда смотрю его. Так. Понятно. Ну как он, по сравнению с самого начала? Изменился, нет? Потому что я не помню, когда я на него подписалась. Ну, точно не с самого начала.
The lock is surrounded by a triple circle. All right, I've retrieved everything.
О, мед. Отлично. Ну, тут хорошо. Так.
Well, Your Eminence, do you still have any room left?
Ah, my son.
Привет, Миш. Бесить достал. Почему? А мне, кстати, кажется, что он сейчас больше стал материться, нет? Что-то, Миш, давно тебя не видно было. Какие новости? Что там у вас в Иркутске происходит? А, бесполезно? Ну да, ты мне говорил про него, я на него подписалась.
The sin of gluttony is the most difficult of all in my eyes. Nevertheless, what a charming moment we have had together. I'm delighted I was able to talk to Mr. von Wollner. We hadn't spoken to each other for an eternity.
Yes. I noticed that your eminence knew a fair number of people at the table.
The benefit of age, my son. This isn't my first invitation to Lord Mortimer's. You will see, it's the perfect place to make new friends. Indeed, I noticed that you and Mr. Bonaparte had already begun.
Ah, I adapt quickly to local customs. It's what I was taught.
And you are right to do so, my son. But tell me, have you had any news of your mother since your arrival?
Alas, still nothing, Your Eminence. But I still haven't been able to meet Lord Mortimer.
Do not worry. It is typical of him. What can I say? Lord Mortimer is a very busy man. I should think you are beginning to worry.
To tell you the truth, not really.
You are right. Be positive. Perhaps Sarah is in the company of Lord Mortimer, and they will both turn up shortly.
But while I have you with me, I have a question for you.
Go ahead, Louis. What can I do for you?
As I haven't visited all the manor yet, I wondered if you hadn't seen a Medusa by any chance.
I beg your pardon?
Yes, La Gorgogne, the Medusa from Greek mythology. Would you have seen one? In any shape or form?
Not at all, my son. I'm not sure what you're getting at, but unfortunately, I'm not going to be of any use to you.
Thank you anyway, Your Eminence. I won't take up any more of your time. On that last word, then I shall leave you to fight your demons. See you later, Your Eminence.
See you later, my son.
Так, медузу ищем, да? Бассейны открыли, да? Прикольно. Ну а чё у тебя твоя поздная? Или как это правильно называется? Ну ты понял меня. Поздно или как это? Понятно. Я вот как-то недавно смотрела какой-то обзор у него. Уже не помню какой. Но я как бы его посматриваю. Я подписалась там. Все дела. Так, подождите. Давайте вот здесь все посмотрим.
Amber crystals.
Закрыл уже? Нифига себе. Мы что, с тобой 2 года не общались? Ха. Не, Майнкрафт я, кстати, на Вите начинала играть, но я не поняла эту игру, честно, блин. Она может быть даже интересна, но, блин, не знаю. Если ты, Иван, готов в Майнкрафт играть, я бы посмотрела. Ого, нифига себе. Так а ты что, какую машину? Морковник? Подожди, морковник у тебя или краун был? Что разбил?
On the Method by Descartes. This book changed the way I looked at the world.
Да, тоже не стримерша. Так. Так, знаете, ну, стримлю для того, чтобы, ну, там, поболтать с людьми интересными, вот как вы. Понятно, Миш. Но ты с какого, с первого начал Dark Souls проходить? Сейчас вот Demon Souls выйдет на PlayStation 5. Так, а вот это не медуза, это... Что такое интересное? Да ёпросоте.
Fall of the Damned by Rubens. The man who cannot achieve the salvation of God the Father is offered to fall into the depths of the abyss.
А, ну Чайзер знаю, да. Так, это посидеть. Да, я тоже хочу Demon Souls, потому что, ну, я не играла. Эти там дарки-то я все прошла. А как, кстати, ты в Секиро играл, нет? Так, блин, куда мне здесь? А, вот эта медуза, может. Нет, дверь какая-то огромная. Так, ты откуда взялся? Нифига, у тебя сколько всяких этих произошло событий. Да неужели мы с тобой 2 года не общались? Не может быть такого.
A drachma.
Подожди, где тебе механика не понравилась? А, в этом все, поняла. В секиро, что ли? А, Сёрж тоже не вкатил, да? Что там мать описала? Я уж не помню, что там она описала. Так, это где-то можно же посмотреть. Понятно. Не, ну я призрака прошла, мне как бы нормальная игра понравилась. Ну, блин, после Last of Us 2 это как бы детский лепет. Сушима это. Ну вот я так думаю. Ну да, плохо, кстати. Могли бы придумать уже голосовые сообщения. Ну или хотя бы, знаешь, чтобы человек голосом как бы отправлял. Но пусть мне даже текст будет, чтобы не набирать голосом можно было бы. Да я не пойму, какое место там мать описывала и где это теперь. Что за место?
The Conversion of Ulysses by Gours. Circe changing Ulysses' companions into swines. Circe preparing wine. What better trap for Ulysses?
Так, ну а что, можешь все эти картины смотреть?
Circe turning Ulysses' companions back into humans. Ulysses and Circe at the table. If I were you, Ulysses, I wouldn't drink the wine.
Библиотека.
Atrus, the Miller brothers. Mother expressly forbade me from reading it. Atrus, the Miller brothers. Mother expressly forbade me from reading it.
Where all eyes size you up. Chances are, that's the room my mother spoke of. And she also spoke of a
Все
Medusa.
зыркают.
Should I go and try to find
Да,
the
вот
creature now?
Медуза ищу. Иисус.
Christ Crucified by Velasquez. Look, someone's left a note there. Reserved for the Duke of Alquidia.
Здесь вообще мушкетеры какие-то.
The Fall of Phaeton, another painting by Rubens. Poor Phaeton, struck by lightning for borrowing his father's chariot and losing control of it. Moral, don't steal Dad's chariot.
Не, ну мне Bloodborne понравился тоже, ну как бы клевая игра. Я, по-моему, сначала в Bloodborne играла, а потом в третий Dark, а потом уже в первый, потом во второй. Вот так как-то у меня было. Я помню, когда в Bloodborne начала играть, я вообще оторваться не могла от игры. Блин, настолько мне было интересно. Она прям классная. Вот. Ну и в Dark тоже, конечно. Ну, поэтому я хочу очень в Demon Souls поиграть. Очень сильно хочу. Ну, вот помнишь, ты говорил про какую-то игру, там, типа она 2D, по-моему, что ли? Ты в нее играл, нет?
François Premier, Receiving the Holy Family, a painting by Raphael.
Она тоже типа Дарка.
Roland feeleth his death is near.
На Б как-то называется.
Either ear. With his brain oozing, it's already remarkable that he can feel anything.
Блин, ну где Медуза-то? Угу.
The Last Supper by Leonardo da Vinci.
The last day before his crucifixion, Jesus announces that he will be betrayed by one of his disciples.
Carmelite water will give me a little reprieve. painting with no name.
Это, может, хозяин особняка. А, вот медуза. Вот медуза. 100%.
I've got to find out what Mother was trying to do with her. The Medusa. A hero armed with a sword? A hero with a lantern.
А чё они все без
Last one
трусов,
holding a
блин?
shield. I'll stake my life on it. All the statues form a single scene together. The poor devils are about to face the beast. Let's give them a helping hand. Devil's Thorn. I'll keep it.
А, понятно. Ну ты как прошел ее игру эту на ноуте?
The Origin of Myths, a reinterpretation of legendary creatures. Just what I need. The text is in French on the left-hand page and in Latin on the right hand. Let's find the chapter on the Medusa. Hang on. This version is significantly different from the regular one. It recounts how men have always belittled women in society. Harpies, mermaids, the chimera, the hydra, the gorgons. Ah, the section on the Medusa. While some of the heroes divert attention from the gorgon, the hero with the sword brandishes his weapon at the Medusa.
Так, ну что тут? Блин. Да, Bloodborne вообще прям офигенная, атмосферная такая, прям супер. Ну еще вот эта готика, клево. Боссы, конечно, там, ну, такие, как во всех этих Souls играх. Ну, в Dark Souls и вот в этой Bloodborne. Интересные боссы. Ну и такая прям, она, как сказать, мрачная игра.
A painting with no name. The mechanism is worn here. Whenever the shield is not turned toward the sword, the machinery freezes up. The statue must have been in this position most of the time, betrayed by the marks of time. So that makes it easy. The shield must face the sword.
А, понятно. Ну я-то прошла. Я там вообще все прошла. Ну знаешь, я не одна проходила. Поэтому, ну, как бы в копии попроще все. А, нифига себе.
Now, Louis, it's time to keep a logical mind, as every good scientist should. The aim is to defeat the Medusa, so what can the lantern be for? To light up the Medusa? Hardly likely. The hero holding the lantern will be easy prey, and the shield will be of no use. To light up the sword? No, that makes no sense. So that leaves the shield. I wonder if the aim is to play with the light. If I turn the shield right, the light would be reflected. The ray of light will perturb the Medusa and focus her attention on the best protected hero. Pretty smart. But it also means I have to make sure I get the shield position just right. In Greek mythology, anyone who looked into the eyes of the Medusa turned to stone, so the monster's statue must be turned towards someone who can protect their eyes. It can only be the hero holding the shield. If I respect the legend, I have to place the hero holding the shield in front of the Medusa. Except for here, it doesn't work. There must be something else.
Так, этого к лампаде надо все-таки повернуть. Да, говорил.
It looks right, but nothing's happening. Maybe, in this position, the hero with the shield is just dazzling his colleague.
Так, с лампадой. Ну-ка. Чтобы зажечь ее. Блин, что-то я уже вообще запуталась. А, вот так, да? Не, ну это круто. А ты долго играл в него, Bloodborne? Блин, не пойму, что тут надо.
Hang on. This version is significantly different from the regular one. It recounts how men have always belittled women in society. Harpies, mermaids, the chimera, the hydra, the gorgons. Ah, the section on the Medusa. While some of the heroes divert attention from the gorgon, the hero with the sword brandishes his weapon at the Medusa.
Блин, я не пойму тогда, что здесь делать.
Let's think. To vanquish the beast, the statues have to be lined up in a specific order. What can this shield be for? To protect its holder? Why not? But in that case, what's the lantern for? Step back and take a second, Louis. Be logical, but open-minded. Think outside the box. Nobody said a statue has to have only one use. I wonder if the lantern was to distract the Medusa. This shield can both protect the holder and also reflect the light from the lantern to distract the beast. In other words, I'll have to make an angle of 90 degrees between the lantern and the Medusa by turning this shield to face the sword. If Mortimer's the one who thought of all this stuff, then honestly, he must have a screw loose. Crazy idea, but worth a shot.
О, блин.
Now, Louis, it's time to keep a logical mind, as every good scientist should. The aim is to defeat the Medusa, so what can the lantern be for? To light up the Medusa? Hardly likely. The hero holding the lantern will be easy prey, and the shield will be of no use. To light up the sword? No, that makes no sense. So that leaves the shield. I wonder if the aim is to play with the light. If I turn the shield right, the light will be reflected. A ray of light will perturb the Medusa and focus her attention on the best protected hero. Pretty smart.
А, может на меч эту лампаду повернуть? Ну. Так, лампада нифига не светит. А, вот это надо на щит, ой, на меч. А почему я не могу? Так, это на щит. Да блин. Так, нет, это лампаду надо, походу, к щиту повернуть. Щит к мечу. А меч к медузе. Так. Ну. Так, блин, не знаю я, короче, тут, как дальше мне быть. О, получилось. Круто.
Rah! For Pete's sake, Emily! You scared the pants off me. Don't ever do that again.
Well, keep your nose out of my business then.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Stop fooling around and tell me what you're doing here.
I was feeling a bit peckish. I went in search of the kitchen and I ended up here.
Your sense of direction is mind-boggling, isn't it? Well, no matter. I'll tolerate your presence this one time. Now, since you're here, make yourself useful. Look around on your side. I'll do the same on mine. And if you find anything of interest, let me know.
Oh, yeah. In your dreams. At your service, madam. A golden fleece.
It's freezing. Hurry up.
Cold? You want a rug? It'll warm you up.
I wouldn't be caught dead in that horrible thing.
That's a pity. The gold color brings out your eyes.
And your flattery brings out your boorishness.
Так, я на этом буду заканчивать, потому что пора спать, уже поздно. Всем пока-пока, всем доброй удачи. Рада была тебя видеть, Миш. Ну, поболтать с тобой. Вот. Спасибо всем за лайки, за компанию. Пока-пока.